What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 13 of Drop the Mitts Hockey Podcast, brought to you in partnership with Primetime Productions. We are with the Empty Netters boys. Unbelievable! I can't believe that we even got these boys on. Honestly, thank you guys so much for coming on. Means the world to us. How you boys doing?
We're great, dude. We're fired up to be here. I was talking to these two earlier about the jerseys they got hanging behind them, and I just noticed the Pooh Bear behind Chris, and I'm absolutely revved up to see it. So I'm even more buzzing than I was before.
Yeah, very, very respectfully, but we're very respectfully buzzing to be here.
Man, I know I'm gonna get chirped the entire time with this shit, dude. But man, bringing up the Bruins old jerseys, like, what are you guys thinking about the new release of the jerseys? What are your first thoughts about the like all of them, man? The alternate, the home, away. Tell me what you guys think of them.
Alternate is so sick.
It's so sick, Mikey. I think all three are absolute gas. I mean, the white one is the Happy Gilmore jersey.
Yeah.
The blacks look so fire. Makes me think of the Cam Neely days. And then I feel like anyone that got that first tweet of just the jerseys, some people were like, oh, there's too many stripes on the arm, which there is. There's like one too many set of stripes on the sleeve. But today, I think the Bruins dropped a photo of Pasta in the blacks, and it's the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Is it on their IG?
Yes, I think they are so fire with the B at center ice at the Garden too. It's all coming together real nice for an elegant looking Centennial season.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you say that too, because when they first initially leaked those photos of the jerseys on like the hangers and stuff, I was one of those people. I was like, oh man, like this is kind of underwhelming. Like there's way too many stripes. There's one shoulder patch. Like it kind of looks weird. But then you see, obviously, like them fully wearing it with the gloves, the pads, and everything. You see the videos of them walking out of the rink with them on. It's like, okay, like every day, I'm like, these are so nice. They just get nicer and nicer every day.
100%, man. When you always got to let the boys put on the sweater before you judge it. It looks way better in full uniform.
So true.
Yeah.
I'm a huge vintage guy. Like I love the throwbacks. I love all that shit. So this was always going to be right up my alley. So I think they're fantastic. I haven't come around yet to the one shoulder patch. I do think the one shoulder patch is weird. Like it's on the pants too, like that logo, that Centennial logo's on the pants, and it looks sick on the pants.
Yeah.
But the one shoulder patch, maybe I'll get there. But right now,
odd.
I'm like,
it's odd.
That's my only note.
Yeah, I was talking to Mikey about it, and I'm like, man, when it first came around, it was that initial leak where I was like, I don't really know. And then obviously, like, it's a leak, so I initially I was like, let's give it some time. Like, let's pump the brakes here. Like, I know everyone's fucking like obviously so fired up about it, and I'm like, let's give it some time. Let's give till opening night when they're wearing these like black jerseys that are I just feel like they're going to be unbelievable opening night, like with the gold. I'm so fired up about them.
Well, yeah, when you see Luch, dropping the gloves, dropping the mitts game one in those jerseys, come on, that's a way to set the tone for the season.
God.
He's gonna too. I said to Dan,
he's gotta. There's part of me that's like, nah, man, go out, do your thing, play your game, but that his game is like, I've got to drop the mitts immediately on this first night. It's a no-brainer.
I told Dan I hope he fights Bedard first period.
Well, it's funny that you guys say that, because on one of our other shows, Something's Brewing, it just focuses solely on obviously the Boston Bruins. We had a DM question come in, and it was over under 3 games for Lucic to get in his first fight, and it was the quickest under.
I thought you were gonna say 3 periods, dude. I was like, now it's a conversation.
Smash that. Yeah. But that brings up a fun thing. I think it's pretty awesome that the opening night for the Bees is an original 6 matchup against Chicago. It's going to be Bedard's first game. That's amazing. It's the Centennial season. You're playing the Blackhawks. That's awesome. Lucic is back. That's awesome. But the added thing of Halsey and Foligno being on the Blackhawks facing off against the Bees, like they get their homecoming right off the bat. There's just a lot of cool storylines in that game. So it's going to be one of the best opening nights to remember in a long time.
Agree.
Yeah, for sure. That jersey matchup too.
Yeah. You can't beat it.
Fireworks.
We were looking down the line after that question. Obviously, like with Chicago being opening night, they have Nashville the next game. We were looking at potential matchups as far as like Lucic dropping the mitts. And we're looking at, Chicago. They got like Kyra, who obviously has been known to like fucking, drop the mitts, obviously. And who's the other guy? Former Bruin,
Dude.
Mikey.
Nick
Chris,
Foligno.
Nick Foligno. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like,
you know how I think it's gotta be is Corey Perry.
Yes.
that's what I said. And Mikey literally thought, he goes, Perry doesn't have the fucking balls to drop him with Lucic.
With Luch.
And it's like, dude,
Luch
who
would
knows?
beat the
Like,
brakes off of Perry. He would
beat the brakes off of Perry.
yeah.
There's no doubt. That said, I think with the exception of Delorier, Revo, and maybe one other guy, I think Luch would beat the brakes off of anyone in the league
Yeah.
right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Perry's more behind the play after the whistle type
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
than center stage, center ice.
You got to be a fucking lunatic to drop him with Luch, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm all set. Like,
I agree.
And,
It's a hard pass.
yeah. Again, man, we're so grateful to have you guys on, and we wanted to ask you a bit about how the podcast came about and how you guys started out. Obviously, you guys are New England boys, which is awesome. We wanted to know what gave you guys the idea to start Empty Netters. Like, what kind of came about? What gave you the inspiration to start up?
Okay, I'll start. So actually, I don't know how far back we want to go, but we're from New England. Grew up most of our lives in Maine. Getting out of college and everything, we had some job opportunities in LA. So we did the thing, dude. Packed up the car in York, Maine, and bombed all the way to Los Angeles. And I would love to tell you that we took 2 weeks and did the pancake tour of America and saw all the great sights. But because we were young and moronic, we were like, we got to get there right now. And just like 16-hour drive days, like bombed to LA in 4 days or something.
And it was so ass, man, because everywhere, we're broke as shit when we did this. So everywhere we stopped with friends that we had made along the way from prep school or college. So we went from Maine to New York, stayed with our buddy, and we get to New York and he was like, dude, this is amazing. You guys are moving across the country. We got to rip it up. So we go out until 4 a.m. and then wake up at 6 a.m. to drive to Ohio. We get to Ohio after 13 hours in the car and I'm ready to kill myself. We get to Ohio and it's Chris's college buddy. And he's like, dude, when are you ever in Cleveland? This is amazing. We got to go out. So we go out drinking that night, wake up at 6 a.m., drive to Minnesota. And it's the same thing on repeat at every stop. And I was like, we are actually going to die. We're not going to make it. It was just like a binge drinking week while also driving 13 hours a day. I genuinely don't know how we survived.
And dude, the car was, there were 2 human-sized spaces in the car.
Yeah.
Everything else was our stuff, so we would like slide in, eating like the packed sandwiches we've made, like just farting the whole way. Like the car is a disaster. It was like, oh my God, I would love to do the cross-country drive again someday, taking our sweet time. That was not the way to do it. But we made it, got to LA. Yeah. It's been such a journey. So we moved out here because we actually are screenwriters. We write for TV and movies out in California. So that was our day gig, a 9 to 5, if you will. We're on strike right now, but
I was gonna say,
yeah. So we're going strong, and we had actually worked on a TV project that was essential because we played prep right in when we were in high school in New England, and we loved the show Friday Night Lights. Who didn't? And we were like, man, that New England prep is such a cool world. Maybe there's a Friday Night Lights project about New England prep hockey or something. So we worked on a script, got into development with a few places, and then through a million random connections, the entertainment world is pretty small out here. Actually, I feel like everyone thinks it's massive, but it's like the people that work in entertainment around here, a lot of people know each other. So our script kind of got passed around, and the people here at Almost Friday who used to work at agencies that our agents were at had read it and heard about it, and they were thinking about starting a hockey lateral under the Almost Friday umbrella. And they tell the story that they were like, God, we have to find like 2 guys who can write comedy but also know hockey. And then they were like, oh wait, those 2 guys, that was the perfect Venn diagram. So they brought us in and they were like, hey, here, and we were fans of the page already, the Friday Beers main page and everything, loved what they were doing. And they were like, brought us in and they were just wondering what we would do with the hockey page. So we kind of went home and ripped up some ideas, just being like, this is what it would look like. Cause it's a little different, right? The hockey community is its own thing compared to the audience that Friday Beers main page was reaching. So we goofed around with some ideas, trying to figure out what it would look like for us.
I mean, at the beginning, it was a meme page, you
Yeah.
know, like the Empty Netters Instagram page that you see now. I think we post on like Monday and Friday. We do some of those memes as like an ode to the beginning
Dude, that's
days.
just so
Yeah.
funny. Like,
Yeah. Dude, I love them. I love
rolling.
making them stuff. But yeah, it was just kind of that. And then after several months of doing it, the guys at the company would, you know, listen to us talk about hockey, and they were like, wait, you guys kind of know hockey more than just being able to write a couple jokes about it. And that is around the time when the podcast studio here had been acquired, and I kind of mentioned to someone here that it's ridiculous that we don't have more podcasts. I was like, we have a studio. This company should be doing a ton of podcasts.
Right.
And I think it was 2 weeks after that where our head of production was like, you guys need to have a hockey podcast. And to be honest, we didn't want to at first. We were both kind of bashful about the idea of doing a hockey show. We didn't want it to be too much like the Spit and Chicklets guys. We didn't want it to be too much like Elliot Friedman's show. So we took a long time to figure out how ours would be different, what we would make our calling card and make ours feel unique and stand alone. And once we kind of figured that out, we were just like, okay, I feel pretty confident with this. So we did a couple test runs, and then we launched, I mean, last season, still technically less than a year. We launched last season right at the beginning of the year in October. And so, yeah, we're coming up on our anniversary mark, but it's been a blast, man. I mean, it's, as you guys know, it's the hockey world is small but mighty, and we're growing and growing. And the best part is that we've noticed so far is that everyone just roots for each other. And
Yeah.
you meet cool people like you two. You get to collab on stuff like this, and that's how it grows. And you get to expand the community and the fan base. And it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, we shoot the shit with cool people, talk about the sport we love the most in the world, and that's that. So it has been a quick rocket ship, but also a blast, which is great.
Yeah, honestly, and especially like on Twitter, you guys are so like just engaged so much. It's awesome to
Yeah.
see you guys like always. It doesn't matter what team, like we always see you guys engaging like with different, you know, as far as different team news. It's just phenomenal to see. And I wanted to ask you guys, like obviously you've had so many guests on. Who is your all-time favorite guest that you guys have had on? My
Oh,
and
there's
and
so many.
yeah, you guys have had some awesome guests, and honestly, my favorite has been the PLD episode.
Wow.
And
That one was awesome.
and I think a lot of people literally talk a lot of shit about PLD, not knowing who he actually is as a person. I think they kind of just see the, you know, the stories that are made, whatever. Who is your guys' all-time favorite guest that you guys have had?
Wait, before you even answer,
Yeah.
I want to say to the PLD thing, and I guess I won't spill too much tea, but we got a message basically from someone within the Kings the other day that was like, thank you so much, because they know that that's what PLD is like, but the world doesn't, you know, and they're like, just literally thank you for just giving him a platform to just chill, be himself, and show that side of his personality. And dude, I can't tell you how happy that made me feel, because that is all we are ever trying to do. I swear to God, man, these guys come in, you forget they're young, dude. Like some of these players come in and they're 24, 25, you know, like they're superstars in the league. I picture them like adults, but they're kids, and they'll be nervous. Like they come to sit down with us and they're like, oh, we're a little nervous. And I'm like, you're nervous, dude? Like we love you guys. Like chill out. Yeah. You're a fucking all-star, bro. So yeah, every time they come in, we tell all of our guests, listen, dude, our entire job is to make you look cool. I just want you to, it's not a live show. If you want to change, if you want to answer something again, answer it again, dude. Like this isn't 60 minutes. I'm just trying to sit down, have a beer if you want, and chat about hockey and your story. Right. Because we really try to push that energy and that attitude towards the guests. And I love, some people are more nervous than others, but I love when a guy like PLD can come in, to your point, Chris, who has been dragged in the media his entire career.
Right.
And it was just so sick to just shoot the shit with him, dude. He's just like, he's a homie who's good at hockey and, you know, has his head on right. And that was so enjoyable. And I'm glad it resonated with you guys too.
Yeah.
Sure. I that makes me so happy to hear. Just to echo that is Pierre is just the best guy. And I think it was awesome that he was able to feel that comfortable and kind of shoot the shit the way he did and show a lot of fans of just the game, not necessarily Kings fans or former Blue Jackets or Jets fans that he is just awesome. And there were just certain circumstances. Like that's the thing. It's you guys are gonna learn as you keep growing. It's you're Bruins fans, but as you do this more and you talk to some guys, you get some guests on the show, the lines get blurred, dude. It's weird. Like we are still Bruins fans, but you start making friends in the league and you start getting relationships with other teams, and it gets harder and harder to root, against people. And it's complicated. So
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. I'm of a couple minds here. It's like, it's hard to pick because we've had so many great guests. It gets really hard when there's personal relationships in it. Like I'm going to say Tyler Toffoli because Ty is a dear friend now. And that episode was so fun. And I just love him to death. And he's like the best guy in the world. But on top of that, there are also episodes that stand out. Jeremy Swayman. I could not believe how incredible Sway is. I think I said after that episode, I posted something on our story that was like, if I could get an ear of anyone in the Bruins organization, it would be to give this kid an 8-year deal right now, because he is the most special individual I've met in a long time. And I stand by all of that. I think Sway is going to be a Hall of Fame goaltender, and he's also the coolest dude ever.
Yeah.
So like, he's another one that, is a friend now, and I absolutely love him. But then there's other ones, Chelios and PK stand out. Like those are two guys that are just larger than life, having a Hall of, God. PK will probably be a Hall of Famer. And it's like, these guys are just so cool to listen to. So those ones jump out. But again, they're all the best, I love all these guys.
Okay. He did a couple, so I'm going to do a couple too. I'll definitely say Swayman for honestly the same reason. It was like, it was so cool because he was a nice guy. But even on top of that, he was just so, I've never believed in anyone more, if that makes sense. Like I left that interview and I was like, Swayman is going to win 3 Vezinas. Like it was incredible. Yeah, dude. Like, oh my God. He was so like, I like Dan said, give him all the money, all the years. That was incredible. We got to say McAvoy because McAvoy was so early and did us a solid. Like he did not have to come on. We were brand new, and he stepped up to the plate. And I think we've said this before, but they had their rookie party the night before, and he was hurting, dude,
tuned up.
Like he showed up, and he was like, we were like, "You want a beer?" And he was like, "Boys, I need an IV or something." And he could have canceled whatever, but he came on and was telling awesome stories, and just like what a guy. Also, we might have said this too, but we've had fans DM stuff like asking, for McAvoy to give them a shout out because someone's going through a hard time in their family, and he does it every time, dude. And that's not posted, like it's not in the media. He's not doing it for anything. He's just a truly nice guy who cares about the fans. So huge shouts to him for that. 2 more. One, Kirby Dach, one of my biggest.
I love that episode, man.
Dude, I was like, what a guy. Like, I loved him.
With that episode, I think you don't really, like, especially the fans, I don't think they really understand like who he is as a human. Like I think they just see that he didn't work out in Chicago and then he had to get moved to Montreal. Like I don't like, again, I think fans kind of just look at that and are like, well, he didn't pan out. Like he's a bust. Like and that is absolutely not the facts. Like
no, there's a whole other element to everything.
Exactly.
Boys, it's kind of depressing to say as Bruins fans, but whenever there are people like with PLD, the PLD one's funny because PLD's been awesome every year of his career. And it's funny when Blue Jackets fans or Jets fans are like, oh, this guy stinks. And I'm like, well, he was great for you. So I don't know what you're talking about.
He helped me win a fantasy hockey championship last year.
So I always kind of laugh at the Chicago fans who slide into the comments or the DMs with Kirby and they're like, he's a bust. And I'm like, dude, if I could speak to you as a Bruins fan, I think of guys like Blake Wheeler, Tyler Seguin, all these dudes that we gave up on too early, and they're now, perennial all-stars. I'm like, dude, watch your mouth.
This is one of them.
Kirby is very much in a situation where he's going to be healthy for the first time, playing for a great young coach with some great young players. He could pop off for 100 points that.
That kid, one warmed my heart too, because it is easy to forget it's a business, right? And it was, I really enjoyed the parts where he was speaking about finding the joy in hockey again, whether it's just
Yeah.
a change of scenery
Yeah.
or whether it's St. Louis or whatever it is, playing with Cole, you know, goofing around with the boys out there. But it was just really cool to hear him be, you know, because dude, you're a top pick, you're one of the best players in juniors your whole life, you know, and you go to an original 6 team and then boom, you're shipped out. And it's kind of like, Jesus Christ, like my beautiful dream is falling apart. And just to see him enjoying hockey again was making me so happy. You know, like I left that one really being like, I hope this kid dominates moving forward.
Yeah.
And then I gotta say Adam Fantilli, because that kid is my son, dude.
Dude.
I love him. Like I texted his agent, who's a great friend, and I was like, "Yo, I've never wanted to be best friends. Like that kid is my best friend, my son, my dad. Like he's every personal relationship I need in life. Adam Fantilli. Like
he's another one. Like we were talking about Swayman. That kid is special.
Great,
You can
dude.
you can tell from talking to him for 5 minutes. So that was way more than one.
That was every episode we've ever
like,
done. But...
Listen,
Man,
it makes sense though.
Especially from like, I mean, I know obviously it's not called like the prospect challenge. He fucking lit it up, dude.
Whew.
Like,
Dude.
oh my god! And obviously, you know, I was in Buffalo and I got to watch, you know, the Zach Bensons. I got to watch the Matty Savoys. But I'm literally looking on Twitter and Connor Bedard and you know Adam Fantilli are hat trick, 4 goals. You
5
know,
points, like,
nothing big.
yeah.
It's so crazy. I think this Calder race is going to be
dude,
unreal.
People are ready to give it to Bedard. Don't sleep on Adam Fantilli. I mean, he's
No.
playing with guys like Gaudreau and Line and Werenski too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah,
He's got some weapons around him.
Mikey, that's something I said a while ago. I was like, this kid. I mean, they're both freaks, and
Yeah.
you know, it's funny to say because Adam went 3, but in my opinion, any other year, Adam is the first overall pick.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's just, this is the Bedard sweepstakes. And then Anaheim had a very interesting situation where they felt that Leo was just more of a fit for their organization, which, you know, believe what you want. Doesn't matter. But Adam is out of control.
Yeah.
And I said a while ago, Columbus getting the 3rd overall pick is one of the sneakiest, most bullshit things in the world because they have so much talent on that team.
So much.
So there is a chance where this is one of those things where, I mean, you looked right now, early camp lines, Adam Fantilli centering Patrick Laine. And I'm like, well, you know, this could be a easy 80-point season.
Yeah,
for Adam
dude, that's
Fantilli.
40 assists right there.
So yeah, it's going to be something to keep an eye on for sure.
With a new coach too.
Yeah.
With a new coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, which I'm excited to see how they handle it. Right. Like it's either, I was saying to Dan the other day, it's either going to be a slow start because they're kind of reeling from all the chaos, or you get that new coach bump and they're like, here we go, boys. Like a lot of energy in the building. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I think it's going to go, because say they waited a little bit to, you know, I know technically Babcock resigned, but we all know, you know, but read between the lines. But if they waited, say, like a month into the season and then they did it, I feel like that would have messed up everything for their season. But the fact that they pulled the trigger so early, they're going to be able to have this fresh start with a new coach. I think they're going to hit the grounds running. I think they're going to fly this season.
I agree. I think we were doing our division predictions the other day, and I think there's a chance that those guys, chip on the shoulder is not the right term, but I think they're going to be very motivated because of all the bullshit that's gone on. The fact that they are all really, really good players. I think Werenski's going to come back healthy and be a little eager to remind people of how good he is. So yeah, I think counting Columbus out is going to be a big mistake for a lot of teams. Goaltending is their only question mark.
Yeah, if you made me pick, like Bedard is the odds-on favorite to win the Calder, obviously. But if you took, because I had a couple people ask, like Bedard or the Field, and I'm like the Field easily, just because I think there's a lot. Well, first of all, we love Fantilli, obviously. Who else? I mean, Logan Cooley's nasty, but the Yotes, aren't going to be that.
I mean, are we on Calder talk right now?
Oh,
Devin,
No, I would love to hear your guys' Calder takes. Obviously, like I think the obvious takes are, you know, Bedard, Fantilli. I would love to hear your guys' takes on like some underdogs.
Yeah.
Man, I got a few. I got a few names. I obviously I think when it's all said and done, I think it's going to be Bedard, Fantilli, but I also have a few names that I'd love to hear your guys' take and what you
Yeah.
guys think.
I mean, I really believe Bedard and Fantilli are going to be everything that they are shaped up to be. I think they're both unbelievable talents. I think they're both ready. I think you just look at them, look at their bodies. They're ready. Like they're grown ass men and they are ready to
Right.
play in this league. Mikey just said it. I think Devon Levi is the sleeper. I think, I mean, anyone who listens to the Empty Netters pod knows I'm the biggest Buffalo Sabres guy in the world.
Let's go.
Yeah,
And-
dude.
Let's go.
And I think that they are making playoffs. I think keep sharp eyes peeled on Patrick Kane signing with them.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Levi is going to step into that number one goalie role. I think he's going to get over 34 wins.
Whew.
And I think he is going, listen, unless maybe over 34 is a little aggressive. Let's say over 30.
I love it though. Fuck it.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Unless Bedard or Fantilli pop off, I think that if Levi is the starting goalie and gets Buffalo back into the playoffs, that to me is the obvious Calder choice. I'm like, that this is what they've been missing. That franchise, that fan base has been desperate to get back in playoffs. And if that kid at his age slides them in, like that's it. But again, here's the deal. And I'm not breaking news here. The NHL wants Bedard to win the Calder.
yeah, for sure.
So if Bedard has, frankly, even 65 points,
Like,
he's
if he
gonna
scores 30. If he's 30 top.
he's gonna win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it, but if there's anyone out there seeing some nice little prop bets on Levi for Calder, so I would
There
smash.
is, dude. There's good.
Yeah.
So put it this way. If I just said if it was Bedard or the field, I'm taking the field. If it's Bedard, Fantilli, or the field, I'm probably taking Bedard, Fantilli. I think
Mhm.
that's just too much firepower there. Levi, awesome pick and good and
Good odds.
beneficial odds. Yeah. I saw Luke Hughes is a pretty high favorite. Like he's like third favorite behind
And a
Yeah.
big, and even as third is a sleeper, dude. People forget. Like,
yeah,
he
because it's
is-
those guys that played a little bit last. Like everyone's thinking Bedard, Fantilli, but
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
Levi, Luke Hughes.
And you want
Um,
to talk about a wagon of a team, dude.
Dude.
Like that is like he is
Here's-
getting inserted into a high-powered offense.
Here's my deep sleeper. Oh, maybe deep sleeper is the wrong word, but huge odds boost. Like if you're looking for the value pick,
Mm.
and I'll say it first. It's like 25 plus 2,500 is Matty Nyes.
Yeah.
And
That's a good one.
I love that pick, dude. If you're looking for the value play, because I realized recently that I am on the Leafs bandwagon this year. Like I think the Leafs are going to be nasty. And if they win the fucking Atlantic, he's just surrounded by so many guys.
Dude, you know what it is? It's the Bunting pick of a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Bunting was like a 26-year-old rookie and he was in the Calder race. And I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on? But it's because he's playing alongside Matthews and Nylander. And,
You know,
and
like you know how the Oilers last year, just
Yeah.
everyone on the Oilers had 1 billion points.
Yeah.
Like if the
Yeah.
Leafs do that this year, and it's
Yeah.
like, wait, does Matty Nyes have 85
Yeah, it's
points? You're
Matty
like,
Nyes
oh,
is-
win the Calder. dude.
Patty Nyes is the low-key Zach Hyman with
Yeah,
the 80
exactly.
point season. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
It's a risk, but that's plus 2,500. I'm like, dude, I might toss him on that. That's a value play for sure.
Dude, I was gonna say this
That's a
is
great
this is the most exciting rookie race I think
Dude,
that I can remember. At least like during my days, like I can't remember a time where there are literally probably 10 plus maybe that have a chance at winning the Calder. It's unreal. Like
it's
you
stacked.
mentioned a guy
There's
like
so
Matty
many.
Nyes, Logan Cooley also signed a deal with the fucking Arizona Coyotes. Like there's so many guys that have a chance to win the Calder this year.
And Chris, the thing that I think is so cool is there are a lot of them that are on good teams.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fantilli, Nyes, Levi, like these are Luke Hughes. These are guys who are on playoff teams, and that's rare. I mean,
right.
Bedard and Cooley are interesting ones where I love the Cooley call. I think he's going to be a great pro. Arizona's a tough team right now,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure that
Sure.
Logan has the go and get yours that Bedard does. Like, I think Chicago is going to fucking stink.
Me too.
But Connor is just going to go get his. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. I just mean that in the way he plays.
Right.
Logan, I think, will be benefited from as Arizona continues to beef up a little bit more, get some better players surrounding him. But it is awesome that there are this many rookies on certified playoff teams. That is rare.
Who do you guys like,
Yeah.
Calder?
Dude, I wanted to bring up two guys. Obviously, I got the chance to go to Buffalo and see the prospect challenge. Dude, Zach Benson,
Yeah.
Benson, Matty
Yeah.
Savoy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I watched them the entire weekend, and it was seamless. The chemistry that these two have, and it just, I kind of got, I kind of started looking forward, and I'm like, well, these two are not splitting up, like whatever. And you start thinking about, forwards that they might do well with. I think about a guy like Jeff Skinner. I think about a Kyle Okposo.
Mhm.
You can't split these guys up. They were literally 1 and 2 the best players that entire weekend,
That's sick.
and it's not close for me.
Dude, we were in Nashville for the draft, and we were looking at the board, and obviously when Adam fell to 3, we were shocked. But then, picks started rolling in. People had their eyes on Mitchkov, where he was going to go. And every single pick after 5, I would say, I kept looking at Chris and our producer, and I went, I can't believe Zach Benson's still on the board.
Yep.
Next pick, can't believe Zach Benson's still on the board. And as it
Dude.
got down, he got picked. And again, as a Sabres boy, I immediately posted on our Instagram, Buffalo just got the steal of the draft.
Yep.
And I got
100%, dude.
so many texts from our friends in the league that were like, I can't fucking believe that kid just fell this. It's honestly, it felt like
Yeah.
teams forgot he was there.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
was insane. Every
I-
time he kept falling. And then it is no surprise how good he's been.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. The fact that they got him at 13, I fucked up
It's
obviously
insane.
a couple times. I said he went 9, Matty Savoy went 9. I was mixing up whatever. I'm walking to the concession stand, and all of a sudden I get a shove, and I'm looking over. I'm ready to fucking pop whoever just shoved me. Dude. I'm like, who just in Buffalo? And all of a sudden I look over. It's Zach Benson, fucking with a dumb smirk on his face. And I look over, I'm like, no shit, dude. And obviously he was the first guest we had on Drop
Yep.
the Mitts. I messaged him, dude. I was like, hey, any chance you want to come like talk on this random fucking podcast we have? Like, it's garbage, but like, we do our best. And yeah, he was all for it, dude. Like he was like, yeah, for sure. Like, let me know. Just send me a link. And yeah, finally in Buffalo, man, I was walking to the concession stand to grab a beer, and finally I was a little buzzed, I'm not gonna lie, but and
And
all
you,
of a sudden
Chris, you really are a Boston guy, aren't you? Ready to fight anyone at the drop of a hat,
dude,
gas some
I'm
beers.
like, who the fuck is shoving me in fucking Buffalo? I go, it has to be someone who wants to go. And it's Zach Benson with a dumb smirk on his face, and all of a sudden I turn around, I'm like, dude, no fucking way. And I got to talk to him a little bit, dude. He's just the most genuine. You wouldn't even think he's a fucking like top prospect. Like you talk to him and he's just so funny, dude. Like he's just like, yeah. I was like, can I ask you a couple questions like about last game? He's like, yeah, I got some time. He's got like he's got a Lululemon bag with him. He's like, yeah, I got some time. He didn't even dress up that game.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he was like all for it, man. He just one of the best humans that I like have met to this day. And obviously I got to watch him and Matty Savoy, and like I was like, holy shit, these two are the best players here, like for this tournament. Like
Yeah.
it's not even close. Like obviously we talk about, the Simone Nemec's of the world, we talk about the Braden Yeagers, the high draft picks, but dude, between Matty Savoy and Zach Benson, dude, they fucking lit it up. It wasn't even fair, dude. Like they knew exactly where these, you can tell the chemistry that they had with the Winnipeg Ice, from the past season.
Yeah, of course.
And they just knew exactly where they were going to be at every time, and it wasn't fair.
Yeah.
And not even to mention the other prospects that Buffalo have, the Yuri Kuliches, the Isaac Rosens. Like Dude, they are loaded.
Yeah,
And
Dude,
these are
very bright.
The
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres, I know you guys were saying you guys are big Buffalo guys. I am too. I think they have a chance to, surpass Boston this year. They have a chance to finish maybe even top 2 in the division. I think even though a lot of people know that they're talented and they have this, level of offensive power on their team, I think people are still sleeping on them a little bit. Where do you guys think they finish in the division? Like, I have them top 3, dude. Like, easily.
Yeah.
I think as we've been doing this, man, and everything changes in the year. There are always surprises.
Yeah.
I think we would all be lying if we and take away the President's Trophy. I don't
Yep.
think anyone thought the Bruins were going to be first
Yeah.
in the division last year.
I was saying they
And-
were a wild card.
And
Same with you.
they came out guns blazing. So even as low as I've been on the Bruins coming into this year, just with all the retirements and all the changes, there's also a part of me that's like, I don't know, man. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they were last year, and they blew everyone away. So who knows?
Right.
The Atlantic to me remains insane. I think in the biggest way in years, I hate it. Toronto got better. Like they got better in important
Yeah.
ways too.
Yep.
I think Tampa is always still a scary team, but I think Detroit is getting way better. I
Yeah.
love Detroit too. Fuck me.
Ottawa,
Ottawa,
too.
dude. Yeah.
Ottawa's getting way better.
The only team that stinks is Montreal. Like
Yeah.
that's it. That's the
But
only
I
bad
wouldn't even
team.
say that they stink, dude. They're literally trending.
They're going
upward.
up. They're trending up.
Yeah,
I think they had the most points of an 8 seed in any division
Yeah.
last year, and they're
Yep.
better.
Yeah.
Like they got better
got
too.
better.
Like it's insane.
I think it's going to be a bloodbath, but I do think there's 2 things about Buffalo for me. I believe in Harvey Dent and I believe in Devon Levi. And I think that's going to be huge because
Yeah.
the funny thing about the Atlantic is like you have all these insanely good teams, right? But with the exception of Vasi and kind of Olmark, there's not really like certifiably elite goaltending in the Atlantic.
100%.
Good point. Yeah.
And that's it. That is very interesting. And I throw Swayman in that too. Like Swayman Olmark is the greatest goalie tandem in the history of the NHL.
For sure.
If Levi is what I think Buffalo hopes he is and what I think he is, I have them top 4. And again, it's going to be a wire to wire, I think, but I just believe in that team. And there's 2 things for me. One, I think Buffalo is ready. I think the last couple of years they've just been really fun, right? And like even last year, they were just really fun.
Yeah.
You have Tage Thompson who emerges as one of the most elite goal scorers in the league. Jeff Skinner gets back on track. Dahlin asserts himself as a top 5 defenseman in the league. Then you have unbelievable young players like Cousins. You've got Savoy showing up. I feel like now they're going, okay, that was fun, but we want playoff hockey.
Yeah, like
And
this is
then-
the time right now.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mikey. And then my next thing is, dude, I challenge anyone to find better vibes in the NHL than the Buffalo Sabres. Like they passed the vibe test. Like that team
Yeah.
is so fun. They all love each other. Like Alex Tuck, Tage Thompson, and Jeff Skinner as a line is possibly the coolest, most talented, and funnest line in the NHL.
Yeah.
Their fans only love and support them. There's no bullshit. It's like I am so excited for Buffalo Sabres hockey this year.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I
Yeah.
have, and especially when you're talking about their goaltending between Levi and Luukkonen, I mean, you could see a situation almost like Allmark and Swayman emerge in Buffalo
Definitely.
too. 1A,
Definitely.
1B, like 2 guys who are just amazing goaltenders. And we were talking about this, me and Chris, on the Something's Bruin pod too. They don't even need to be exceptional goalies. They just need to have good seasons, and the
Right.
offense is going to carry them. They have the defensive core that they need to carry them through a full 82 game schedule. And people are sleeping on the Buffalo
Yeah.
Sabres for
Dude,
sure.
They would have finished 3rd in the Atlantic last year if they could stop the puck. Like if
Right.
they could stop
No,
the puck
dude.
at all, they would have been ahead of Tampa.
It was like
No,
I think they had behind the Bruins. They had the second highest goals for in the league, borderline all season long.
So
And
great.
And I'm pretty sure at one point during the season they surpassed the Bruins for like maybe like 1 or 2 days. They were
Yeah.
above the Bruins.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if they can tighten up defensively, and if Levi and Luukkonen are like locked, no one wants to play them.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, it's trouble.
They're a
No,
monster.
dude. And honestly, I look at it and I talk to multiple, Sabres fans, obviously being in Buffalo, and they were so amped up about the Benson Savoy, combo.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, who are you putting with them? They go, I don't fucking care.
Anybody.
Put on
Yeah.
Bozo, put fucking Jeff Skinner. It doesn't fucking matter.
Put
Yeah,
Greenway.
the fucking Greenway. Like they were so amped up about it. And when I being there, the only game that you couldn't just walk into was the Buffalo game. It was
That's cool.
completely packed. And it was so electric. And obviously I got to be there for that. And oh my god, you literally could not just go sit down. Like,
Dude,
it was
Sabres
so
fans,
packed.
Yes.
Sabres fans are the best people in the world. And my experience with them has been
Yeah.
all last season of me like jumping on the bandwagon early. Like, I don't know if you guys followed, but like we made this funny Oregon Trail thing that was like checking in on them. Our DMs were flooded with Buffalo Sabres fans being like, Dan, we love you, but shut the fuck up. Like, stop mushing us. Like, cause I'd be like, huge 3 wins, we're sniffing a playoff spot. And then it'd be like, boom, 3-game losing streak. And I was like, this is my fault.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I was gonna say, dude. It's so obviously I'm a giant Bruins fan, have been my entire life. Like, but it's their fan base that has my respect, dude. Even through the shitty bad seasons that they've had, the tough times that they've had, I don't think they've made the playoffs for the last 12 seasons.
It's crazy.
But they're still all there, and they're loud. They're loud
best.
and dedicated fans, and like you said earlier too, how kind of like the lines get blurred a little bit as we get further into doing podcasting and stuff like that. You learn these little things about fan bases and teams, and it's just the way that their fan bases acted through this time of kind of poor play. They're all still there, and knowing that and seeing that, it's just like it raises my respect level for their fan base tenfold, to the point where they're in my favorite team's division, and I'm rooting for them to have a great season because I just love everything about them, really.
Yeah, dude, before my dad and I, obviously we took the trip up, we watch all the games. They go, well, be careful, like don't go down the wrong street. Man, we stayed literally across the street from the practice arena from the of the Buffalo Sabres. I cannot speak highly enough of it. Was clean. The entire fan base was just, dude, they were so kind. Like,
They're awesome.
Like, again, they were just the best people. Like, I can't even and again, I know it's preseason hockey, so yeah, take it for what it is. But man, we got good food down there.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, like again, I get
their
why
wing
it's
spots.
probably people look at it as a shitty city, like the weather or whatever. But
No,
man,
they
I
got
had
Niagara Falls. It's cool.
Yeah,
Damn right, dude.
man, I had the time of my life down, up there, and we had so much fun, man, and just seeing all the, the prospects, obviously within, the Boston, Montreal, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, New Jersey, like whatever. We got to see all these kids they were so amped up to play, man, and obviously they just. Again, it was the first contact that they've been able to have, and they were so fired up. And I was texting buddy of mine, Trevor Kuntar, who was playing for Boston. He was so fired up. He was like, dude, just to finally have some contact and just being able to chirp the other guys, and man, they had a blast. It was so fun to watch.
Dude, we're gonna be in Buffalo in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to hit us with those wing spots after this.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
So we can be dialed in. Yeah.
dude. So Trev hit me with this one spot, Bar Bill. He's from Trevor Kuntar. He's from Buffalo. Hit me with this one spot. It was Bar Bill, and I literally took an Uber there. I told my dad, I go, hey, do you want to go to this wing spot? And he goes, Where is it? I go, it's Barbell. It's like 15 minutes away. He goes, I'm not taking a fucking goober anywhere.
Goober.
And I go, all right, Dad. Well, I'm gonna go take this, this Uber 15 minutes away.
Goober.
And yeah, I'm gonna go to Barbell because Trev told me to go there. And he stayed behind, and man, it was
He missed out. Yeah.
He did. But then he texts me, he goes, well, if you're there, you might grab me.
Bring a few back.
Yeah.
Take
I
container.
just want to try it. And I go, dude, you're a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, that's so good.
But yeah, he man, it was awesome, man. I have nothing but good things to say about Buffalo. Like, I think it's mostly like a weather thing where like people are like so against it. I had so much fun, man. Like, I literally was sitting watching the game, and like Vincent Lecavalier came and sat like right in front of me. Marty Brodeur was literally probably like 5 feet away,
Dude.
and
He's a legend, eh? Yeah.
I was gonna go talk to him. He looked so fucking pissed off that everyone kept going up to him. And honestly, I looked at him. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that to you, dude. Like, he's like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
like,
he gets mobbed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he got mobbed hard, dude.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned Lecavalier because I have a quick little side story too. I was at obviously we're from the Middlesex County, Massachusetts, so New England Sports Center is right down the street.
Yeah.
And I'm at this bar with my buddy, and Vincent Lecavalier walks in. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, and he's just sitting at the bar, and my buddy's bartending, and I look at him, and I go, is that Vincent Lecavalier? And he goes, dude, I've been wondering the same thing. I think it is. Like, I don't know, but I don't have the balls to ask him. So he's on his laptop, and he's actually right before the draft when he was with Montreal, and he's looking at Slavkovsky clips. And
no
it
way.
it was that draft. So I go up to him, I buy him a beer, and I just kind of like start talking to him. And I slip in. I'm like, "Oh, is that Slavkovsky? That's the kid that everybody's been talking about." He's like, "Yeah." And so I ended up just like kind of just talking to him, whatever, shooting the shit. And he's like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna take Slavkovsky." And I was like, "Oh my god,
dude, you got him hammered. That's the reason Shane Wright didn't go.
Yes,
Shane Wright hates you, dude. It's your fault.
It's on me.
Shane Wright was eyeballing you.
Yeah.
I sabotaged.
Mikey, you ruined like 3 careers with that beer. Oh my God.
I don't know. Hey, blame my buddy Cronin at the bar.
Yeah,
seriously.
That is a fucking awesome story, dude. Holy
Dude,
shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
I wanted to ask you guys. So like earlier, I posted a. We don't typically do like questions. It's more like a. So Mikey's the host of Something's Brewing. They do the like DM questions, and finally I'm like, yeah, let's do DM us questions. I got a question from Johnny Lazarus, dude, who literally is a lunatic, dude.
Oh my god, I love that boy.
Dude, we go back and forth. It's so funny. And obviously he's a UMass guy, so like
I don't before you even say what question this is.
You know what it is?
No, I don't. But I need the listeners to know Johnny is like he's the third empty netter. Like Johnny is one of our best buds, and I am sure this question is obnoxious.
Dude, he's so fucking funny. And like as we were starting out, I kind of knew that he was like a UMass guy, and like
oh yeah.
I kind of reached out to him, and like immediately he was like, yeah, let me know what you need. Like, of course. Like,
Great dude.
Oh my god, phenomenal guy. And like obviously Dusty in a UMass jersey, and just such dude, he's so funny that like even his tweets I can't get over. But so I posted for the first time ever, like this is the first episode. I'm like, yeah, send your questions, like we're gonna answer all of them. And Johnny's the first one, dude. He goes, please ask the Empty Netter boys what their viewpoint is on newly appointed captain Quinn Hughes.
Oh, that's such a deep cut too, dude. Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You have to tell that story now.
Yeah, I disrespected Quinn Hughes unintentionally. It wasn't disrespect to Quinn. we were talking about the Kachuk brothers and the Hughes brothers.
Yeah.
And I think it was the first time we had went on Johnny's
show, yeah.
NHL live show. And he was like, who do you think is going to get the most cups amongst the Kachuk brothers and the Hughes brothers? And I was like, I think it's going to be the Kachucks because I think the Hughes brothers they're both on New Jersey. I got Ottawa and Florida going for me. And John, it was like, what about Quinn? You forgot about Quinn? And I go, no, the Vancouver Canucks just suck ass. But since that moment, Johnny likes to joke that I forgot who Quinn is, which pisses me off because I, both as a person and a player, I love Quinn. But it has been now a year-long running joke
so
of
good.
like who. It's like I think they posted that Quinn got the C. And I like my first comment on the Vancouver Canucks page was like, "Who is this guy?" And like, Johnny was all over it. Yeah, it's that joke will never die.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
but we're pumped about it, dude. Like Dan said, unbelievable player, unbelievable guy, and I love the decision. Right?
Yeah,
they could have waited, they could have gone someone else, but I love the decision. Give him the reins of that team. It's going to be really cool. And Dan said something funny to me. Surprising. All things considered, surprising that Quinn was the first Hughes brother captain ever. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm not sure I would have picked that. Yeah.
It's a great little badge of honor for him.
Yeah.
But to quickly gas him up, for listeners and fans alike, Quinn is one of the great examples in the league of a guy who does everything right.
Yeah.
He is, and I mean that on and off the ice. He is such a brilliant player, somehow still underrated. You look at even the NHL's top defenseman rankings, and I think Quinner comes in at like 10, and I'm like, that kid is a top 6 D man, no question.
Yeah.
He obviously is a leader. That's why they named him captain. He does it all right with the media, and he is one of the top 10 players in the league that gets cameras shoved down his throat all the time.
Yeah.
And he just always says the right thing. He's personable. He's funny. He's respectful. It's just like Quinn is. So Canucks fans, this is me saying, boy, golly, do you have a good one? And like that's, you love to see that when a young guy like that, who's at the top of his game, has a long-term contract and gets named captain. He'll be the captain of that team for 12 years.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you, like, obviously kind of off topic. Does him being named captain have anything to do with Elias Pettersson? I know it's one of those questions that does it have anything to do with not his lack of leadership, but do you think it has anything to do with him possibly moving on this offseason?
It absolutely could. To answer it plainly, obviously the Canucks organization and fans aren't thrilled that he has said what he has said. But
yeah,
the way I'll answer that is, let's not forget that Pasta didn't sign last offseason. We went into the year with Pasta being unsigned, and that was terrifying. But then he signed long-term and all is well. I think sometimes these things are more complicated than everyone knows. Vancouver's in an interesting situation where they're not really where they want to be in the standings, and then they're also kind of up against the cap. So that could be an issue. I wouldn't look at it as a personal thing. If I had to guess, I would say PD resigns long-term there. And as far as the leadership thing, no. I think PD is a great teammate and a great player. And I would guess they look at it as a situation much like the Bruins, where like the last 5 years, the captains of the Bruins were, let's go back to even the Chara days, was Chara, Berg, Krejci, and Brad. And, someone has to wear the C, sure, but there's a bunch of leaders in that room. And I would imagine that in Vancouver, Quinn gets the C because of his astounding character, play on the ice, and his leadership. But there's other leaders in that locker room too, and they all know that, is what I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that I completely agree. And I wanted to kind of touch on, 2 other names that got named captain. Obviously, we'll start with Braden Shen in St. Louis.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Braden Shen getting named captain? I think they had a couple other names that were probably candidates. What are your thoughts on Braden Shen getting named captain?
Similar deal, I would say. I'm really happy
Yep.
with the pick. The Blues are another interesting one. I buried them in our predictions. I can't remember what I said, but I buried
Yeah.
them. And
Rightfully so, though.
yeah, like
Right,
you know what
yeah.
I mean. And but I think Shen is a nice because was O'Reilly last. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just think Shen is. I mean, he's a great player, obviously, but he feels like a great presence for that team to anchor around moving forward. Because you're in. I don't even know. It's a rebuild, whatever. You're in a low spot right now, and you want to build something for the future, and you just need someone who can rally the team for years to come, right? And it feels to me like Shen is a good player to anchor that too, if you're going to move forward. So because they had other candidates too, right? Talk about Vancouver. There were a few names that we were talking about when they didn't have one yet. We were like, oh, who would it be? And it wasn't a no-brainer. It wasn't the Berg handoff after Chara, right? They had options. And I think too, I don't presume to know what's going down in the Blues locker room. I don't presume to know what's going down in the Canucks locker room, but usually I find when we talk to players and these decisions have been made, the team has their finger on the pulse of what's going down between periods, before games, like who's the guy? Because I'm sure we're going to talk about Marshy in a second, but he had a cool comment that was like, Berg does so much. Like it's not just his play and he's leading by example. He's like checking in with guys to make sure they're good, checking in with fourth liners. Like, hey, how's your headspace? You love your role. Right. And I'm sure Shen is doing that stuff. Like he's probably the guy in the locker room doing things like that, so that the Blues organization is like, that's the guy. I'm sure we have a bunch of leaders. Rob Thomas is speaking up. Kyra's speaking up for sure. But Shen is the guy who's doing those little things. That's such an underrated part about being a captain in this league,
Yep.
And I'm willing to bet he's the guy in there that's got all that on lockdown.
Shen for me is very similar to guys like Okposo in Buffalo, Anders Lee in New York, and then oh shit, I had one more in mind. But guys that are maybe not the flashiest name when you name them captain, but they are the Jordan Stahl in Carolina was the other.
That's a good
where
one.
It's like there's maybe some more franchise guys who were signed long term, maybe guys who are lighting up the stat sheet who on paper might look like that. Oh yeah, they should be the captain, but they're just the right choice. They really are the one who has the ear of the locker room, and I love it when teams do that. It's just I think it always shows a lot of locker room unity. I think one of the other new ones, Lowry getting named in Winnipeg, was a awesome choice.
Yeah.
So it's I think that captain in St. Louis is a really good sign of good times to come in the future that they need. So I feel good if I'm the Blues right now.
Yeah, and Chris mentioned kind of the next name that's coming up, Brad Marchand being named captain of the Boston Bruins.
What a world, eh, boys?
Yeah, dude, we've gotten all sorts of fucking reactions. Like, obviously we got the old timers. I'm not just gonna name the old timers, but just I think we've gotten so many weird reactions of like. I think the vast majority are happy with Marshy getting, named captain. And I think for me personally, I think he is the most he's most deserving. Like I just I look at it and you know what? I when it came down to it, Marshy, and you look at a guy like Chucky McAvoy, and I think both of them are most deserving, but when you're looking at it from the the centennial season, I look at a guy like Marshy, man. Like this guy has done everything right. He's come literally from the bottom up. Like he has worked his way up. He works his fucking balls off, defends his teammates.
He reimaged himself too.
Totally.
Completely switched his game around.
I can't think of. And honestly, everyone, I see all these guys on Twitter and whatever, not guys, but just people in general, all butthurt about, Marshy being named captain. Well,
that's what makes it the best part. That's what makes it the best part.
That's what makes it so fun. I love just fucking sending little winky faces. It's so funny. And I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on, Marshy being named captain. And Sully, I know you got a couple questions for the boys as well.
I'll say this, and you guys put it so beautifully. I'm so aligned. It is the upset of the century that the dude that licked someone's face in an NHL game is the captain of the Boston Bruins. Like, what were the odds on that? But dude, I completely agree with the rebrand. You know, he was this rat out there, but he's a 100-point guy now. He's a 100-point guy. He's an incredible player in this league. And he's been under Bergeron's wing for a long time, by the way. You know, like that, I'm sure he's picked up so many leadership qualities. The quote I just mentioned, he kind of knows what it's all about, what it takes to be a captain. So I think that's really important. But mostly for me, it just felt like, or it would have felt like to me as a big Bees fan, because they could have given it to Chucky. They could have given it to some of these other guys. Like if Krejci was still here, I imagine it goes there. But other than Krejci, and like, let's say they slapped the C on McAvoy. Brad wouldn't say anything, and he would show up to the office and he loves Charlie and he would score 100 points again. But it would have felt unfair to me. Like if they gave it to Charlie, I would have been like, Brad deserved that. I thought that was a perfect word for it. Brad deserved the chance to put that C on after what he's given to this organization.
And it's more than deserve, right?
Yeah.
He earned it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And
Good point.
You boys just said that in so many ways. And there are so many funny things. I mean, you guys nailed it. It is the guy who's licking Callahan's face, who's flipping Daniel Sedin over his back and doing all the
chirping people on Twitter.
Doing all the shit he's done. It's like, I love it that guy's a captain in the NHL. But there's a reason every year he wins the award of like, you know, who's the guy you hate playing against the most. He's always up there, but he's always up there in the who's the guy you hate playing against, but you would love to have on your team. Yeah. And I think it speaks volumes that a guy like Brad Marchand is training with a guy like Sidney Crosby every single summer. That, you know, Sid is not the type of guy who wastes time with people. And Brad, like you said, Mikey, he did reinvent himself. He came into the league, won a Stanley Cup in one of his first years, went to a Stanley Cup 2 years later, lost. And then I remember in those few years after 2014, 15, 16, there was a lot of talk of, we got to trade this guy. I mean, like he was kind of
not worth it, right? Like he's causing too many problems.
He's causing problems. He's like a 60-point guy. You know, he's still playing that gritty hockey when we had Soupy and Thordy and those type of guys, and he doesn't fit in anymore. And then bang, he changed his game. And something that people don't understand, there are 6 people in the NHL who have more points than Brad Marchand in the last 10 years. And I don't understand how many NHL fans don't understand that. Like he is the elite of the elite, and he has been a leader of one of the best teams in the past decade as well. So it was funny when all those polls would go out. Who's the next captain? It was Marshy, it was Charlie, it was Pasta, Carlo. And I was surprised how many times I'd see those polls and click on one and Chucky was leading. Chucky will be the captain of the Boston Bruins at some point and deserves to be as well. Right. But don't you think if they named Charlie, we would all be sitting here like, oh man, it's kind of crazy that it's not Brad.
It would have a little bit of a 100% stink to it, a little stink.
Yeah. And now with Brad being named, everyone goes, fuck yeah. Every Bruins fan goes,
and every ref in the league is like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. He's like, to talk to refs now. Like this is a nightmare.
And all other 31 NHL fan bases are like, what? They're just pissed off. And it's awesome.
There's about 100 NHL refs right now who are going, oh, I miss Bergie already.
No, and honestly, like I was the same way. I think, like I put out multiple polls, and I'm like, you know, I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm like, there might be a contention, you know, between. It's literally Marchand and McAvoy. I don't think there's a competition. Not that there's a competition, but like, it has to be it has to be Marchand.
It was between those two, really.
Yeah, like, and again, you know, I've gotten so many fucking people DMing me, being like, you know, you're an idiot. It's McAvoy. We gotta start the new regime. And I'm like, no, that's why? I was like, what do you mean new regime? Like, no, Marchand is, dude. He's gonna help us transition for the next group of the next group of. He's gonna be the one that's vital to you know helping us move on. And Marchand is the captain now. It's gonna be McAvoy. Like, it's just not now. The time is not now for McAvoy.
And it doesn't need to be. I mean, think about Bergie. Bergie was captain for what, 3 years?
Yep.
Like,
that's
you know,
that's
it. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's obviously an honor. It's something that these guys want, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, if you're a leader in the team, the guys in the locker room know that you're a leader. That's the only thing that matters. People forget Bobby Orr never once wore a C on his jersey. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and keeping the conversation about the Bruins, I want to talk to you guys. You guys have been especially vocal on Twitter, like about these like PTOs that the Bruins have been signing, um, like not necessarily giving the chances to the younger guys, and I'm just curious your thoughts on how that all pans out. Um, Guys that you think really could make a difference in the NHL for the Bruins, and guys that they probably are really going to miss on by giving these older guys, the Alex Chasons of the world, the Danton Heinen, yeah, we'll name whoever. Are there guys that you think are flying under the radar that are missing opportunities that are going to be missed by these older guys getting PTOs?
Dude, you are fucked now because we're going to talk to you for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
No,
Let's do it.
and,
Let's
and
do it.
honestly, it's funny you say that because the same day that you guys mentioned that these younger guys are literally getting like not necessarily shoved to the side, but like these older guys, and I say, why? What do
Well-
we have to lose this year by putting a
Of
guy
all
like
years, dude. This year of
Yes.
all years.
Dude,
Right,
my God.
exactly.
exactly, dude. And,
And
you
I
got,
got-
a guy like Jacob Lauko, who at the end of last season I had him penciled in for a third line spot no matter what this upcoming season. But then you see them sign obviously Danton Heinen to the PTO. Alex Chason is the most confusing PTO to me of all. Like, why do you even need him here? You have plenty of guys who can fill that role.
Yeah.
Why would you not run with these younger guys? Lauko earned a spot. You have Merkulov lighting up the AHL. You have Fabian Lysell, John Beecher,
Johnny
Mark
Beecher,
McLaughlin.
who you drafted literally in 2019.
Yeah.
When the fuck are we gonna give these guys opportunities to
And
fucking play in the NHL? What are we
I
gonna
love
bury
this.
him in the NHL?
Yes.
Are we gonna bury him in the AHL like we
Right.
did Trent Frederick?
Yeah.
and as you guys said too, it's like this year out of all years, you don't necessarily have a solidified spot in say a top 3 position in the division this year.
Yeah.
Play
The
these
way-
young guys and let them develop.
I love this topic so much. The way I look at it is first to address there's the obvious, we're fans, right? Like we don't know what's going on in the
For
locker
sure.
room in the
Right.
organization.
Right.
There is a chance that this team is buzzing in preseason more than we realize. It could be another last year situation. Guys like Zaka and Coyle take that step up and they really embrace the 1C, 2C roles, and Bruins are better than people think. Great. That's possible. The big thing for me is you obviously have guys like Marshy, Pasta, Chucky, Lindholm, who are not here, and everyone. But I'm just talking about some of the marquee stars on the team
Yeah, like the
who are not
foundation.
here,
Yeah.
who are not here to miss playoffs. Certainly Brad, and I'd say Pasta and Chucky too. Like guys who just signed long-term big tickets with this organization. Even if it's 1 year, no one wants to miss playoffs.
Right.
That said, you can still make playoffs giving chances to some of these guys. And my issue runs with, I think you guys both know you've been great with interacting and engaging with us over this past season. We definitely lead with kindness with the way we interact with people.
Yeah.
But I tweeted something the other day. I think that you were just referencing, Chris, where I was like, what the fuck? It's so weird that Bruins fans are accepting these PTOs as the way forward. And for the first time in my life, I stuffed someone in a locker on Twitter who was like, who had this old hat bullshit take of like, guys need to put in their reps in the AHL. Look at Charlie McAvoy, look at Pasta, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, Pasta played a grand total of 25 games in the AHL. Charlie played 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And look at last year. Merkulov,
Yes.
it was playing borderline at a point per game pace.
You lit it
Lysel
up,
had a
dude.
great
What
great
more do you
season.
need to see, right? Like,
These
what
guys
more
are
do you need to see
playing
there?
both
Right.
30 plus games in the AHL. And now you have this opportunity where the bottom 6 of the, and I'm a huge proponent of, if you have a player like Fabian Lysel, you do not bring him up and play him on the 4th line. That is
Right.
fucking stupid.
Exactly.
It
Right.
ruins trajectories. You make him play a type of game that is not his game at all. However, A guy like Jacob Lauko, a guy like Johnny Beecher absolutely could play on the third line or something like that. But I'm like, Fabian Lysell needs to be a winger on the third and second line this season at some capacity, or I
Yes.
will lose my fucking mind. Because to me, let's pick Alex Chazon and Danton Heinen for example. Heinen especially, a guy with history with the Boston Bruins organization.
Yep.
Him being a part of this team is great. But is Heinen's ceiling even close to sniffing
No.
what a guy like Merkulov, Lysell, Lauko, John Beecher, what their ceiling could be in a bottom six role? Specifically, I want to say middle six for guys like Merkulov and Lysell. The answer is no. And
Right.
I just don't think playing Danton Heinen puts the Bruins higher in the standings as many of these fans think. Like
Right.
at fucking all. We
Yeah.
know what Heinen's going to do for us, and that's great, but I don't think we need Heinen this year. I think we need to look at this season as this marvelous opportunity where there's arguably 2.5 forward roles that are very much open for your young guys. And the bigger thing is, and then I'll shut the fuck up, the NHL is so different now, man. These
Yeah.
guys, these high flying skill guys don't need as much time and as much of a buffer as they used to. It's like,
Right.
look at it, man. Look
Yeah.
at these young guys who stepped in. Look at Lucas Raymond in Detroit. Look at Matty Beniers in Seattle. You're going to see it with Logan Cooley and Connor Bedard and Adam Fantilli. It's like you can jump right in. And these guys, but I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. They have AHL experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just
Right,
let
right.
let them go. I mean, if it were up to me, and obviously you got to see what's going on with camp. If it were up to me, Fabian Lysell would be starting the season on the second or third
Yeah.
line wing. And
Look-
I'm fucking pissed it's not going to happen.
So it's funny you say that because today I just kind of like brainstorming myself while I was at work. I was like, because my mind constantly is on hockey.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter if I'm at work or not.
All the ADHD.
All
buddy.
day, dude. Yeah. I had Marshawn Zakapasta, DeBrusque, Coyle, Lysell, JVR, Geeky, Frederick, Lucic, Beecher, Lauko. Like, why? What is wrong with those lines?
Dude,
Nothing.
and for me, Sully, it's you start the season giving them a
Yes.
chance and give them
Yes.
10 games. Well, you can't have like the
Yes,
quick
dude.
leash, like one game.
Fucking
Give that
Jesus
start the
Christ.
season with them. And if it's not working and you're like, oh, you guys need more reps or whatever, it is not hard to go, hey, Danton Heinen, can you just go play third line? And he's like, yeah, obviously.
Exactly.
Starting the season with Heinen, with these guys on the bench, what does that do for you? Like, there's no, you're going
I
to
know.
pull Heinen
I
out
know.
10 games after he's
Yeah.
giving you exactly what you knew he was going to
Yeah.
give you.
Right,
That
right.
that blows my mind.
And can you give me those lines again, Mikey?
Yeah, I got you. It's Marchand, Zaka, Pasta, because you can't split up Zaka and Pasta.
I agree.
DeBrusque, Coyle, Lysell, JVR, Geeky, Frederick, Lucic, Beecher, Lauko.
So what I love about that specifically, especially on this team, I can't think of many better guys, better centers to put a young new player like Lysell with than Charlie Coyle. Like
Right.
that is a guy who is a great
Yes.
leader. He plays the game both ways. He plays all up and down the lineup. He's going to get in all the gritty areas so Lysell doesn't have to. And also, I don't know if anyone's seen pictures of Lysell lately. That kid's been hitting the gym in a big way.
He's
Sure
huge.
has.
He's huge.
And then I love the idea of like the depth of a third line with Geeky and JVR on it. It's
Yeah.
like, do you have any idea how even at his age and the stage in his career, JVR would feast against other third lines?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that more than I love him on a second line, honestly. And it's those combinations to me as an armchair GM make so much sense to start the season with. And I'm just going to be sad when we have JVR on
Yeah.
the second line and like,
Yep.
Heinen playing third line wing probably. And I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is,
Yay.
and even
Chris,
like,
and, Chris and Dan, I know you guys have put multiple posts out about this, and honestly, I got into a like heated argument last night, and it's like I can't for the fucking life of me. You know what? For these fucking PTOs, yeah, we can keep giving guys PTOs, but like, what are we doing? We drafted Johnny Beecher 4 years ago. What the fuck are we? I can't
First-
for the
First round.
first
Dude.
round. I can't for the life of me. And you know what? The guy that I was talking to, well, he's got to earn it. Well, we brought in Patrick Brown, right? So he knows that he's in competition with Patrick. Get fucked. Like
Get fucked, dude.
for the life of me, I cannot fucking understand why we're not giving these guys NHL ice time. I can't. How do you think these guys are gonna fucking develop? What by putting them back in the fucking in Providence for what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Chris. I have no problem with the PTOs. Like, bring guys in, make camp competitive.
That's
yes. It's the attitude of,
they have to earn it.
Yeah, and everyone's saying, like, I love those old hat comments, like, Lysel needs to earn his playing time. And I'm like, no shit, dude. Everyone has to earn their playing time. But I hate how they're not saying that about Danton Heinen. It's like Danton Heinen gets signed and people are like, perfect. Put him right on the third line. I'm like, why doesn't he have to earn
it? Well, does Alex Chason have to earn it? Like,
yeah.
So you're assuming these veterans, we're gonna put these veterans on the fourth line, whatever. Does Alex Chason have to earn it? Like, we're talking about a Johnny Beecher. We're looking at these two. Well, why the fuck doesn't Alex Chason have to earn it?
Yeah.
What? Because he's been in the league for however long? Like, it doesn't fucking make any sense to me, dude. Like,
especially with the AHL reps that you're saying. Like, it's one thing if they have no reps at all, but I'm like, they have learned how to play. It's fine.
We obviously go on.
And the thing is, too, you have a coach in Jim Montgomery who favors younger players as well. Great point. Why are you not putting these younger players who are right on the cusp of making that, that leap to the NHL level? Put them in now. Yeah. I don't want to. I swear to God, if I see Alex Chason in the lineup, I'm going to lose my shit.
Sully, a guy like Georgi Merkulov, a guy like Fabian Lysell, why are they not on the top 6?
Yeah,
mix them in there. You're telling me that Georgi Merkulov, one of my hot takes earlier, Sully, I had Georgi Merkulov scoring 15 goals.
I love that.
If he is put in the right situation, say a second line role with a Charlie Coyle and a Jake DeBrusk, and he's playing the right wing, who says? Like, you got to put these kids in the right situation. It's not about, well, they haven't had enough reps. They haven't had enough ice time. They have to fucking get it.
So we know what we got. I'd like to know what we've got.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. We would not have known what we had in Jacob Lauko if we hadn't put him in the role of a third line wing or whatever. Yep. We wouldn't have known.
For sure.
He belongs in that role, and we wouldn't have known if he didn't get fucking ice time in the NHL.
If Jacob Lauko isn't in the lineup to start the season, I'm gonna lose.
Like, again, I'm so fed up with these Bruins fans saying, well, we got to put a Danton Heinen in. We have to put an Alex Chason in. We have to put I'm so fucking sick of it, dude. Like, give these kids a fucking opportunity to play. The only way that they're going to get better is if they get NHL ice time. Not if they're on the first line in fucking Providence. Yeah, that's bullshit. Like, again, they need NHL ice time. It's not like the difference between the NHL and the AHL, it's night and day. They need NHL reps to get NHL ice time to deal with the NHL speed. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, and it makes no sense to me. Yeah, we keep bringing in these guys like Danton Heinen, and I think Danton Heinen probably could help this team. The Alex Chason move makes no fucking sense to me, dude.
The way that I think about Alex Chason and say any other PTO, it's to motivate these younger guys like the Lysell, like the Merkulov. I know, but just in the mindset of the front office of the Bruins is to motivate these younger guys to say, play your balls off, your spot's not guaranteed, and if you don't work and you don't perform, then we have these guys right here ready to take the spot. So perform.
A guy like Johnny Beecher, like, okay, yeah, you're gonna be competing with a guy like Patrick Brown. Good luck.
Well,
fuck that, dude. Get fucked. Like,
the last three things I'll say on this are, Mikey, to comment on something you said.
Yep.
I don't think it's just as much as Montgomery favors young guys. He's good for young guys.
Yes.
He's really good at developing young guys, and that's something that needs to be considered. And then when you think about guys like Georgie and guys like Mark McLaughlin, the Bruins, who's kind of had a depleted prospect pool in a while, and we have no fucking draft picks.
Yeah.
These free agent signings like Georgie and Mark are really strong, and you have an opportunity to
Yeah.
build up your prospect pool, but you got to play them to do that.
Right.
And then a name that we haven't mentioned that I think is top
Yeah.
2 or 3 for me is Mason Lohrei. That
Yeah.
kid
Oh yeah, shit.
is an absolute freak.
I know-
And you
I
talk
know-
about Patrick Browns and you talk about Alex Chazons that are frustrating you. When I think about the opportunity of look at our defensive core, right? You know, you lose Orlov from last season, which is a tough loss. You know, we looked amazing when we had him in there, but you've arguably got your top 4 as Chucky and Grizz, Carlo and Lindholm, and then we've got this rotation of Zaboral, Shaddy, and Forbert. And I love the Shaddy pickup. I love the JVR pickup and the Luch pickup as like these old, you know, vets on a 1-year deal who have some history with the New England area. That's great. But the opportunity to throw Lohrei in the mix there, I mean, I look at the chance. I love Grizz, but you put Mason Lohrei with Charlie McAvoy, and like I could see that as a D pairing for the next fucking 8 years.
Just like they put Charlie with Z.
exactly.
Yes.
Just
Yep.
like that when he was
Dan-
a pup in the
And I just, you know, again, I love Grizz, but everyone's like, you know, who are you bouncing for Lohrei? And I'm like, I could name 3.
Yeah.
I could name
Yeah.
4. Of that group, I would be plenty happy to, because if you look at Lohrai's game and how he played at Ohio State, if you don't think that he can keep up and be wildly benefited by playing with a top 5 defenseman in the league than Charlie McAvoy, you don't understand the game.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying do it 82 games. I'm saying try it, bounce him around, play him with a guy like a veteran, a tough veteran like Forbert for a second, play him with a guy like Shattenkirk for a second.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, we're going to roll this season on that third pairing with a rotating door of Zaboral, Shaddy, and Forbert. And I'm just like, I can already
Yeah.
feel my head falling backwards.
Dan,
I'm
Dan,
not even gonna lie. I don't want to see Zaboral. I want Lohrei over
Same, dude.
Zaboral.
yeah,
Same.
Dan, listen,
I'm done. With
I
Zaboral.
love your point of, hey, put him with a veteran who's been there. My pick, what I see happening, what I think would be an ideal pairing, you put a guy like Matt Grzelcyk. Yep, Grzelcyk and McAvoy. It works. It's been working. Whatever. You put a guy like Hampus Lindholm and Brandon Carlo. It's worked. It's whatever. You put a guy like Mason Lohrei with a guy like Kevin Shattenkirk with controlled minutes. Let him go out there.
Mhm.
You know what? Kevin Shattenkirk's he's a safe defenseman. He's a safe stay-at-home defenseman. Let Mason Lohrei go out there and fuck up, because you know what? As a rookie, he's gonna fuck up.
Of course.
Right.
It's natural. Let him play with a guy like Kevin Shattenkirk. Let him learn from a guy like him. And you know what? Yeah, you got a guy like Zaboral. You got a guy like Forbert. You got, Riley Walsh, whatever, in the pipeline. Why not, dude? Like, I can't for the life of me understand these people that, well, no, we need to have Derek Forbert on the left side, third pair.
Yeah.
I can't for the
Yeah.
life of me. Well, why not? Why not put a guy like Mason Lohrei? Go out and let him fuck up. Like, you know what? And if he does fuck up, send him back to Providence. Let him get some reps down there. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I can't for the life of me understand it.
Listen, I would very respectfully put Mason Lohrei on the third pairing with
Yeah.
Kevin Shattenkirk.
Dude, I'm
Me
telling,
too.
I'm,
Me too.
I'm telling
Extremely respectfully.
I'm telling you both. Chris, you
I
said
would
it.
I would very respectfully tell you to
I'm-
go fuck yourself.
I'm telling you both. You just said it, Chris. I would put him with Charlie like that.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
I would.
I think it's
yeah.
obvious, and I'll tell you why. Charlie did it. Charlie came in from BU and was immediately put with Zdeno Chara. And look what
That's a
that
good
did for
point.
his game. Mason Lohrei is a left shot defenseman. Put him with Charlie and then let a guy like fucking Grizz play with Shattenkirk. Like, that is perfect.
Who be you guy? Yeah, why not? dude?
I love Grizz, but it's another one of those things where it's like, I know what Grizz is going to do. And I look at the way that Devon Taves and Cale Makar play with each other, and I'm like, you could have that in Lohrei and Charlie.
Charlie said on
They're a
our
left-right
show-
shot. It's exactly what Charlie did when he came into the league. It makes so much sense to me to try it.
Charlie said on our show, like you were just saying, Chris, he fucked up all the time, and Z never yelled at him, just kind of coach him, teach him what to do. Here's why this was wrong, whatever. So Charlie's very equipped to do the same thing to the next new blood, Yeah, I love it.
Which is Lorai, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me understand. It's just
I love that.
I've gotten roasted so many fucking times. Well, no, he's not ready.
Yeah.
He needs top pair AHL minutes, and it's like, for why? Like, why not throw him in there just like we have every other young defenseman that has thrived? We look at a Charlie McAvoy. Did Charlie McAvoy get fucking? Did he have to go to the AHL first? Nope, he got thrown right in.
I
And
will
think-
say this. I don't know if this means anything, but a couple of photos released the other day of the boys at prospect camp, and Lorai was rocking a bucket with the TD advert on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
And I just really
We
hope,
like that very
I
much.
hope that
And-
means something.
And he had his actual number too. He was
Yeah.
rocking his actual number.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
man, like you guys were saying earlier too, like this is the year to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's no real, expectations for this team
Yeah.
coming into the year. And I mean, there's a lot to be excited about with these young guys. You got Lysell, Merkulov, Lorai, Beecher, McLaughlin. As a guy and as a fan coming off of this insane season that we all watched last year, if you want to keep that excitement level up, I don't want to watch Alex Chason.
Yeah.
I want to watch. I want to
He's
watch Fabian
meh.
Lysell. Yeah, he's meh. I want to watch Fabian Lysell. I want to watch Merkulov. I want to see guys like Lorai in the lineup. Like,
Yeah.
People acting like they're bad too, or like they're completely unknown.
Oh,
prospects.
yeah,
I'm like
it's-
they're good.
He's a first round pick, dude. It's frustrating him. It's like you look at the examples of Charlie, Pasta, Carlo, even like guys that were, good draft picks that we just threw into the lineup and it works out. And it's like, you got to stop, tickling the balls of us here. Like, let these guys get a rep. It's unbelievable.
I think just especially at this point, it's like I think a lot of people are kind of tailing on the expectations of and kind of just tailing on last season. Like, yeah, we're coming off top of the Atlantic, top of the NHL for that matter. It's like that's
never
just
gonna
not going to
again.
happen this season. Like
Never
maybe
again.
maybe
Ever
like
again.
maybe in a huge miracle, but like so yeah, we can toss a Danton Heinen, we can toss a Alex Chason, we can toss a fucking Patrick Brown, but why? We have
Yeah.
guys like Mark McLaughlin, we have guys like Trevor Kuntar, we have guys like Georgi Merkulov. Why? Like what do you think these younger guys are going to learn from these guys? They're disgruntled to be here. You listen to a guy like Alex Chason, he doesn't want to fucking be here. He doesn't. It was his last ditch effort.
Yeah.
It was his only fucking shot, which again, nothing against him, but
I think that's tough. I think that's taken out of context. a
Yeah,
little bit.
I do
I think-
too. Yeah,
I
do
think
too.
his quote was like,
that,
dude-
man, that interview was tough to listen.
No.
Yeah, but Chris,
Oh.
PTOs suck, dude. Like, I think
they
that's
do.
why it's taken out of context. I think he was talking about the fact that he's like, dude, I want to play in this league and I'm doing PTOs and I have no options. Like, this is a shitty feeling.
I think
I
it
don't
was
think he was
more. I think it was more along the lines of like frustration. Like I just want
Yeah.
to. I just want stability. That's all I want.
Do you think he has a legitimate shot though of making this team, or would you rather a
I think
guy
so.
like say a not a Lysell because he's not going to be playing on the fourth line, but like a
The answer-
McLaughlin?
The answer is I'd
Kuntar.
rather literally any of our prospects make it because that is how you build the team. But like,
Right.
like I
why-
said,
yeah.
I'm all for PTOs. Bring in the competition because you never know who pops off and is going to be a great fourth liner. for you.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we could talk about this for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
it
No.
is-
Yeah.
It is
dude.
nice
was-
that we're on the same page.
I was gonna say if you guys wanted to jump into this, so I obviously with your podcast, you guys are all into the blind rankings, the top
Yeah, yeah.
fives of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it, dude.
So I had one drawn up right here. So it's blind rankings of fan bases, top 5
Oh.
fan bases in the league. So no order, obviously, in particular, but we'll start off this blind rankings with Philly.
Wait, hold on. Are all four of us doing this together, or is this just for us?
Chris, you want to join in on it? because I already know all 5, so
Yeah,
I
you-
kind of already know.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
Chris, you
Yeah.
get in with us.
Yeah,
yeah,
you do it.
you three.
And it's like is it their passion? I guess it encompasses everything.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah,
they're shitheads, if they're passionate, maybe that's a perk. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
all right, we're ready.
Encompasses everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we'll start with Philly.
I fucking knew they were going to be on this list. Um.
I'm gonna say 4.
Okay.
Oh my god, Chris.
But
Man.
it's
Savage.
Man, I bet
They
I've been
like
there.
their
I've been
hockey.
there, unfortunately, and they're not
Philly
the
fans
worst.
and
but,
everything, though, dude.
yeah.
Philly fans are savages.
They boot Santa Claus.
But I do love that they love hockey and they love the Flyers, but they're kind of savage.
I feel as though they're quick I feel like they like the Sixers and the Eagles more.
I agree.
And if the Flyers are good, they're in it. But if the Flyers are having a bad season, they're like, all right, catch me next year.
Yeah,
I
they definitely
agree.
like the Phillies more too.
Oh yeah, probably. So I'm down to go low. I'm down to go.
I can't. Oh my god, these
You
are so
can't-
tough because you don't know who's
can't
coming.
put them last though. Like
No, you
that's
can't. No.
I was gonna say I can't go lower than 3.
I said,
Ooh.
dude, 4 is that's it for me.
If you guys want to go 4,
We might be
okay.
burying the Flyers. All right, let's go
You think
4. Let's
so?
go 4. Yeah, let's go
I,
4.
I'm showing respect to Philly. I would have gone 3, but
Let's
all
go
right, we're
for
going 4.
All right. So next we got Chicago.
That's a easy 2 for me.
That's a 2.
Oh,
for me.
dude, here's the thing, and I don't, Mikey, don't even react because I don't want to know. But I almost feel like there's 6 Canadian teams that would be 1 through 6.
Oh no way, dude, no way. I don't put Vancouver.
Maybe Vancouver.
No, I don't put Vancouver. I don't put
No.
Ottawa. I don't put Calgary. And also, like you said, it's all encompassing. Toronto fans are passionate, but they're the fucking worst.
I know, but that's kind of it's endearing.
yeah, they're lunatics.
Okay,
I'm going Chicago a hard 2.
I'm going 2.
All right, I'm good with 2. Let's
Okay.
go 2.
All right, 2. All right. Next we got New York Rangers fans.
5. I fucking there. You. Oh my god. I so easily 5. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. They're the worst. and again, everything with me comes from a place of love. I love them, but God Almighty, they're the most loudmouth, cocky fans in the world. They haven't fucking sniffed alloy since '94. Get fucked.
I will-
Hey, Sully, we gotta tag Johnny in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Johnny would be the first to know I was coming with a 5 there.
I will say, dude, or at least I think you might actually pick them, but I picked Devils in 7 last year, round 1, and got fucking lit up by the comments. Oh my god, the fucking Rangers disrespect, and then Devils in 7, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, grow up, dude.
I'm good with 5.
I
to
think
be
so
honest.
too, dude.
Obnoxious,
Yeah,
obnoxious
I'm
people.
All right. So next, let's go with
This is when it gets
Boston.
tricky. Go, come on, Mikey. You can't do that.
I
to
gotta
us.
do it. I gotta do it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Boston loves hockey. They really do.
Yeah.
And Boston sports fans are really passionate. Obviously, we're biased because I know most people hate Boston sports fans just because we're in the way we hate Philly
Yeah.
sports fans, right? So
Right.
I'm willing to count that in there, but no one can deny the passion. My fear, though, is we put them 1. There's a couple hammers that could be coming.
There
that
are
we
a
look
couple,
dumb.
but here's the problem. There's a couple of duds too.
I know.
Yeah,
Do you think they're better than Chicago hockey fans? I think objectively,
I think
yes.
so. I think so.
But I want to be clear with with these rankings. I put Boston fans, Chicago fans, they're all at one
in a
table.
bucket. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying one is better than the other. I think Boston
Yeah.
fans are elite. I think Chicago fans are elite.
The fucking
Also,
four-
let me be clear. I think New York fans are elite too, but Rangers fans, you're just annoying. You're elite fans, but you're annoying as fuck.
Okay, so what do we think?
especially
1 or
led
3?
by Johnny Lazarus.
Yeah.
I think, Laz. God, I love him so much, but Rangers fans are
He's
terrible.
so funny, dude.
We got to go 1.
So the 4 Boston
The
idiots
fix
put
is
Boston
in.
one.
We
Yeah.
gotta go 1.
Poor Boston. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we gotta go 1.
Fuck it. Own it. Let's do it.
All right. So Boston won. Last team here, the Habs, Montreal
Fuck,
Canadiens.
Fuck, clear one. Should have been a clear one.
Damn it.
Damn it.
That might
That
be
was
the
my
only
fear,
one.
dude. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Well, they go 3, but I will say Boston
Sully set
fans.
us up.
He did.
dude.
That was
Fucking
that was
hell.
Bruins fans, Hawks fans, and Habs fans are all at the same table for me.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Habs fans might
Yeah.
be head of table,
Dude, and I
Like,
will
they
say,
are-
I loved Chelios told that story where he was like, it was funny playing in Montreal and you'd make like a bad breakout pass and get booed because
Yeah.
they fucking know the game. And then
Yeah.
in
Right.
Chicago, he's like, we'd be losing 5-1 in the third period, but I would just lay somebody out and the crowd would go ballistic and be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
great night. Yeah, like Chicago fans love hockey, but it was those Montreal fans. He was like,
Yeah.
they know
that's
hockey.
a
they
big
know the
apology
game.
to. That's a big apology to Habs fans.
Yep.
They are. I think they are the goat.
Fucking Habs third.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
played ourselves.
Yeah,
Honestly,
for sure.
it's funny you guys bring Chelios up because I think the last thing that we kind of wanted to touch on was obviously Mike Babcock was fired with
Yeah.
Columbus,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think just overall a fucking bizarre situation. Like I don't really have much to say on it myself, but I'm curious on your guys' thoughts on this entire bizarre situation. Like what overall, like right off the bat, like what were your guys' thoughts when you first heard it? What are your guys' thoughts on him, resigning? Like I just want to get your guys'
Yeah.
thoughts on this whole fucking thing.
Dude, the pod we dropped, would that come out today? Yeah, the pod that came out today, we talked about it a little bit. I will say this. Clearly some shit was going down. And if that's the case, good. I'm glad he's gone. I know you have something to say, so I'll take one half, you take the other. The half I'll talk about is, and you guys are starting to experience this too. In platforms like this, you can't just run your mouth about stuff you don't know about, or you shouldn't. Some people, plenty of people do, but you certainly
Right.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
And it bothered me. Obviously, we know the Chicklets guys well, so I don't want to ignore that. They're friends, but it bothered me the reaction of hockey Twitter, hockey world, acting like Biz would ever just make that up. Like,
Yeah.
obviously this has been triple checked.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like it was insulting to me that people thinks he takes that job so not seriously that he could just make up something he heard at a bar bathroom or whatever,
Right.
you know, and obviously he proved to be right. Hindsight, it's easy for me to say now, but just that the platform that they have is important and he takes those scoops very seriously. They all do. And I could not believe the reaction from the world that was like, this is not a reputable source. And I was like, yes,
Yeah.
it is. Like,
It's
what the fuck are
very
you
right.
talking
Yeah,
about?
well,
Yeah.
Not like he's on a national broadcast or
Dude,
anything.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
and Chris, not to interrupt you, but the fact that he has made it as far as he has,
right.
let's not forget that he, again, he's unbelievable guy. Like he's a fourth line grinder guy that, he just a funny guy that why would he risk it all on a guy like Mike Babcock? It makes no sense to me. And when you kind of take a step back and look at it, it's like, is he going to risk his entire fucking reputation, his TSN, all this shit on a guy like Mike Babcock? It
Yeah.
makes no sense to me. So you think he's just going to fucking make this shit up? It makes no sense to me. And to your point exactly, like he has a lot to lose, man. Like he's not just going to make this shit up. Like this is clearly coming from like reputable sources. Like,
Yeah,
and obviously, this not to name names or whatever, but like again, this clearly has been happening for years and years. And like, you think about these kids that like, yeah, their dreams just came true. Like they just got drafted in the NHL. Like
My son,
who-
dude.
who is
Little,
gonna
little Adam's there.
Yeah,
So
like-
you gotta protect him.
like who is gonna fucking tell on their boss? Like think about it from like a normal like 9 to 5 job standpoint. Like you're not gonna fucking squeal on your boss. That like it's so crazy for me to think about. And like I think about these kids that like all they want to do is play in the NHL. All they want is a chance, and like all they want, they're not gonna risk their fucking like they're probably fucking scared to think about it. Like
Yeah.
I just can't even. I think about an 18-year-old kid. It's disgruntling to think about. Like, yeah, if I'm an 18-year-old kid, I just got drafted in the NHL. Like, I'm not gonna fucking squill on my fucking head coach. Like, it's scary to think about, and like, it's just this entire thing is so fucking crazy to think about. And honestly, Dan, I'm curious to get your take on it too.
It's an abuse of power. Absolutely. That's one of the things that bothers me the most. And I think at the end of the day, what Chris said, we at Empty Netters, and I think you guys as well, just like Chicklets, like we're a players podcast, man. Like I love the game, and we love every aspect of the NHL. It's the best sport in the world. It's one of the best leagues in the world. And at the end of the day, we're going to stand up with whatever platform we have, these players and these amazing people in the league. Never do I want to call for someone's job or see a situation where someone's losing their job. But at the same time, this was a situation where I'm very proud of Biz for speaking up and then sticking to his guns. Yeah. And then I also have to say, I'm proud of the NHL, and I'm proud of the PA, and I'm proud of the Blue Jackets, and I'm proud of Jarmo to do what needed to be done. And it's a shame that it happened, no doubt about it. And at the end of the day, Babs has had great moments in his coaching career. He's got a cup. He's been to it many times, and good for him. But ultimately, this is bullshit. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't build any sort of team camaraderie. It doesn't help your players develop. It doesn't help your relationship with the guys in the locker room. And it doesn't deserve or need to be in the game of hockey or the NHL. And I think it's great that all of the steps happened to lead it to getting out of the NHL. That said, I know you said we'll touch on it quickly, and that's what I think it should be is, like I said, I think the end result here is a positive one. And now I'm very excited for the Blue Jackets to move on. I don't want the players to have to do interviews about this, talk about this anymore. I don't want the Blue Jackets to deal with this anymore. They've got a great coach in Pascal Vincent, who's been putting his reps in for years, finally gets the head coaching job with an exciting young core, good vets on the team. And I'm just pumped for Columbus to get rid of a shit situation quickly and swiftly, and now get back on track. Basically is what I think in that you found a bad situation and you turned it into a good one, and everyone's heading the right direction.
They'll never admit it, but I bet there's a bunch of guys in that locker room that are fucking pumped.
I agree.
Oh, so excited. So excited.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they're going to run out of the gate hot too. Cause they're like, all right, don't even have to worry about this guy anymore. Yeah. Like, let's just focus on the game and roll.
Yeah. I hope not only for the Blue Jackets organization, but I think just the NHL as a whole. It's a learning experience. It's these guys that are older, and just these old ways of thinking. It just, obviously we're seeing the NHL move in a new direction. I think it's a good thing overall. Like, I think overall, Jarmo Kekalainen, I think the entire process played out the way it should have. And obviously, with him stepping down, I think obviously it's like a bold take, and I don't think he should ever get another job, in the NHL again.
No, he won't.
And I really hope for these kids, and obviously it's a shitty situation for them to be in. But overall, it worked out the way it should have. The process played out the way it should have. And he ultimately, is where he should be.
Yeah. And dude, the last thing is, I hope this is a lesson and a opportunity of momentum for the rest of the teams in the NHL. Give new guys a shot in the head coaching role. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, for the love of fucking God.
Yeah.
It's like, you look at Bednar, you look at Hackstall, you look at Monty. It's like,
absolutely, dude. Trust
some of these young dudes, man. Give them a chance and give guys a first chance. I mean, look at Cassidy. He's not necessarily a younger guy, but he got his first shot at the head coaching role. And I think he was in Washington, and then he wound up in Boston and did great things in Boston. Then he goes to Vegas and immediately wins a cup. It's like, give new guys a shot at head coaching roles. Stop hiring all these dinosaurs. You don't need to hire a fucking dinosaur because it feels like the safe bet. And I hope this is another example of like, try it, give them a chance.
And not only that too, but I hope it's a wake up call to all the older coaches in the league too. Like this stuff is just not tolerated
Oh,
anymore.
cut this shit
Like,
out. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be a
Agreed.
player's coach. It's just the age we're in now. No more bullshit. No more dogging guys
Yeah.
or digging into their lives. Like
For
it's just
sure.
it's not cool. It's just not the way it works anymore. So
No.
yeah,
fucking-
hopefully that's a wake up
It's
call.
fucking creepy.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
tolerated.
there you go. There you go.
Let's call
Also,
it for
dude,
what it is.
Chris, if
fucking creepy.
I were on that team and Babs grabbed my phone, I would be like, "Are you sure you want to do this, dude?
Yeah.
You want to
Right.
look through my
I'd-
fucking photo album? This is gonna be
I
a
was-
disaster for you."
Dude, I was telling Sully I'd
Nightmares.
have made sure I'd have had a fucking hog pick
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
on the fucking
Right.
first pick available. And that would have been the
Exactly.
last
It's my-
time
it's my
that he fucking
background,
looked
dude.
at my phone.
Don't
Yeah.
even need to go through the
Yeah.
fucking camera roll, pal. It's right here.
Yeah, it's my lock screen.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else for us before we wrap this up?
No, dude,
think
honestly,
that's
for me especially, like, I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time. And I know you guys are busy guys, and especially New England guys. Like, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to fucking join us, dude. It's unreal.
Yeah,
No,
man.
dude.
Guys, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Just kind of just going around the horn, shooting the shit about the NHL. It's awesome, and like Chris said too, we can't thank you guys enough for giving us the time and coming on our pod too to just kind of just talk NHL, dude. It's awesome. Yeah, like we're kind of relatively new to the scene, but I mean, we love doing it and meeting guys like you two, meeting guys like, we've had on the pod, like Kuntar, McLaughlin, guys like that. It's just fun. It's an experience. And it's something that we love and are passionate about outside of our actual jobs in real life, I guess you could say. But, I mean, it's awesome that you guys came on and were willing to talk to us. So we're
Yeah,
forever thankful.
I had an absolute blast. That
Yeah,
was amazing.
truly,
Let's do it
guys.
again.
Yeah.
We gotta get some like mid-season bets going or something. So
Yeah,
we
for
absolutely.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
And you guys are just like an inspiration because you guys started this whole thing, your Empty Netters pod, as you guys are fans of the game, and you just kind of, the way that you kind of took the bull by the horn and just kind of started making content, and man, you put a lot of smiles on people's faces, and I think that's all we want to do. I
Yeah.
think that's all anyone wants to do is provide content that people enjoy, especially hockey content. And we're kind of trying to do the same, just giving hockey content and putting smiles on people's faces, providing hockey stuff that people enjoy. So we're kind of just trying to do the same things that you're doing, and we really appreciate you guys coming on.
dude, that was incredibly nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
you guys are doing the same thing. And like Dan said at the very top, I think this is the hockey community small, it's chill, and we love helping each other and being a part of each other's work and lives and everything. So let's keep it up.
Yeah, man. It's we appreciate all that so much, and it was our pleasure. Like, this is a blast. Just chatting the game we love. We'll do it more, and we'll be in Boston soon, so we'll have to get together and gas a beer.
Hell
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
For sure, man. Well, guys, that is episode 13 of Drop the Mitts Hockey Podcast, joined by Dan and Chris Powers of Empty Netters Podcast. Guys, we can't thank you enough for being on. Hopefully we get to see you guys in the future and get some get some hot takes from you guys. So thank you guys so much for being on.
Thanks,
Absolutely, boys. Thanks for it.
See you,
All right,
boys.
take care, but take care.
Sick, guys.